This is the Neoliberal Around podcast. I'm here having a discussion with Ricardo. This is the Pulse, and this is Saturday, and we are doing audio. But and I wanted to make I don't have a problem with the policy to address the immigration issue. I don't have a problem because I teach Caribbean thought, and I said on this program before, one of my students was in St. Kitts. Was it St. Kitts and Nevis in one of those Caribbean countries? And she's Turks and Caicos. And she's from Jamaica, but she's working in Turks and Caicos as a teacher, and she's in my class. And she said, Renaldo, we have a problem with immigration, with the people coming here. Right now, the Turks and Caicos people are being outnumbered by the immigrants. Yes, that's a problem. So now they have created draconian laws. Turks and Caicos.
They have too many immigrants coming to Turks and Caicos?
Yes, they have.
So small. Where are they coming from?
Well, yeah, but now they're outnumbering the Turks and Caicos, and even the language is changing. Because that's a problem. So, and you know, when I heard this, I said, wow. Let's come. So the Turks and Caicos have restrictive immigration policies now against Jamaicans and other people within the region. Okay, because their culture is affected. Their people are being affected. Okay, so they are doing that. So why should we be upset if America have strict immigration laws if they believe that it's affecting the what they call it?
The diaspora?
No, the
people, the language,
the demographics.
The demographics.
Yeah, okay. The demographical makeup is training them in, and that may filter out into the culture. It's going to affect the culture and so on and so forth. So they have to create some kind of laws and,
I agree.
And actions,
but it has to be done in a human way.
Yeah.
Okay. You mean if there are people who are here already, you don't go about just deporting them, throwing them. A lot of these people have gone through so much. Throwing them into something, throwing them into what they have to create policy. And what I think needed to happen is Democrats and Republicans comes together, sit at the table, have objective and substantive discussion about ways in which we could improve it. I am a liberal. Okay, and I do believe that the immigration problem needs to be fixed. Nobody disagree, and that's how they need to start the conversation. Nobody disagree that there is a fix with immigration. First of all, you don't want other countries to experience brain drain. You see how I'm looking at it? I'm looking at it from outside. Americans don't care about people on the outside. What I'm looking at it from, we have people in Jamaica, Turks and Caicos, in other countries who are intelligent and they're coming here. What's going to happen to that country when all of the brains are gone? You need to ensure that there's no brain drain happening.
But it's not within America's interest.
No,
because I was making by the way, the last podcast episode we did with, what's his name again? Bryce Eddy of Turning Point and the Bryce Eddy Show. I was making the point about immigration, and I'm saying that brain drain, it can be a good thing and a bad thing, because there's not enough opportunities available in these countries, and now opportunities are opening up in other places, like in the U.S.
No, I disagree with you.
And the second thing is, it's not in America's interest for these countries
disagree with you.
The best for these countries to do well.
I disagree with you.
On what point?
It is their interest.
For these countries to do well?
You know why?
But it's going to affect our competitive level.
Ronaldo, our mother had cancer. Mm-hmm. She had to come to this country.
Yeah.
Do you know how many radiologists are in Jamaica? None.
Okay.
Do you know how many doctors? They don't have, and what happened? They get an international, they get a degree to go overseas. America gives them a scholarship to go overseas. They're gone. They're in Canada. They're going to all of these industrial nations. So these industrial countries like Canada, Jamaica, France, they're raping these small countries that don't even have the resources, and now these people have to travel overseas to get the type of healthcare and the service they need.
If America has if it's a politics of altruism, yes, but the point I'm trying to make is, we live in a competitive world. It's not in America's interest for the other countries, satellite countries, to have these highly skilled people and to do well. because it's going to affect America's greatness, America's level. Because if all these countries have become competitive and have highly skilled workers and so on and so forth,
then people won't come here.
Precise, and not only that, and we won't have the greatest of everything. Yes,
No, they will, because America is still going to be here. But it's just the amount of people. You can't have.
But it's going to.
For example, my situation is you have 10 doctors or people from Jamaica who got scholarship to come here to become doctors. All right, you don't give all 10 of them citizenship. I'm sorry. One of them have to go back.
That's a good point.
That's what needs. This is why I'm saying we have to come to the table and really think outside the box. That is the outside the box things I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Go to Jamaica. The other day, whatever his name is, the head of state. What's his name? The Spanish guy.
Government.
Rubio.
Okay.
He was in Jamaica and doing this, and what they're doing there. They're doing there to push their own interest.
Ricardo, that has always been the case. And Ricardo, if you watch, that's what Michael Manley said. That when he went to the US and they asked them for loans in the 1970s,
eliminate education.
He said, and the Americans tied it to these conditions, and they said that you cannot do X, Y, and Z. You cannot subsidize and so on. And they said, no, how can we have to help our farmers? We have to. And they said, that's not my business. That's your business.
There you go. And that's how they perpetuate and make education and make immigration become an issue in this country. Immigration is only an issue in this country because of decisions that America and industrialized nations made in the 70s. They also was trying to stop countries or communist countries like China and Cuba and Russia or USSR at the time from influencing these Caribbean islands, because the Caribbean islands and some other smaller country was looking like they were becoming socialist, and they want them to be capitalism and free market. But the only way immigration is going to be fixed in this country is unless America help those. They have to do it.
And that's what I said in the book Neoliberalism. That's what we said.
I know that,
and we all agree. Okay, fine. You want to resolve illegal immigration? Then okay, let's have a level playing field within the Americas in terms of how we compete economically. Okay.
So what you're saying,
right? But that is not in America's interest.
Really?
No, really, Ricardo.
So what you're saying is antithesis to everything. You're saying that America wants immigration. They're promoting illegal immigration or legal immigration, because Americans, you and I talked about this earlier. I think a lot of Americans, especially MAGA conservative Americans, don't even understand the word immigration.
They have a dilemma.
They think the word immigrant means illegal.
But they have a dilemma.
I'm an immigrant,
we have a dilemma because illegal immigration helps in one sense.
Yes.
But in
cheap
another,
labor.
Yes, and it helps to drive down inflation. Yes, because now, right? Yeah, it really helps in that sense.
Yes.
Okay, but illegal immigration is also the result of draconian policies that has helped to maintain the competitive level of the U.S.
Yes.
Right. So how do you reconcile the two now?
So, and that is the discussion. This is what I'm talking to you about. This is a great discussion, because you know why? Every time you talk to people like MAGA, conservative especially, even liberal, even Democrats, like the crazy liberals, okay? I mean, I'm a liberal, so they're crazy ones too. Yeah. They don't understand immigration. They don't understand Banana Republic, Chiquita Banana, how the U.S. literally destroyed
the 90s.
Destroyed the Jamaica agriculture system.
Not Jamaica, but the Caribbean banana system, yes.
By getting
rid of the preferential treatment.
Their investment in Chiquita Banana can make money. And they don't really understand. This is why I'm talking. These people are on TikTok and talking about illegals, and people are jumping over trains and walking under things. That's just literally surface level. I am done with surface level and superficial discussion about immigration with these ignorant people, because they don't understand it. Because you and I know that there is a problem with immigration. But the question should be, why is there a problem? Why is immigration a problem? Why can't we fix it? That's the question. They don't understand it. Why did it start? Why is it a problem? All right, why are these people coming here? For you to fix the problem, you have to get to the root. They're not getting to the root. They just want to pick these people up, treat them like animals, send them back, and people are always going to be coming here.
Well, it's the thing is, the problem is, I tell you, it's a dilemma though. They're in a dilemma. It's a dilemma.
Renaldo, you talked about this. Okay. Opportunity cost and trade-off.
So
let's talk about the dilemma.
So maybe what they should then, maybe the decision making should utilize the economic principle of the cost benefit analysis.
Well, there you go. You
and
just mentioned
opportunity, cost, and trade-off. Okay, all right. I mean, so what are we going to do then?
Renaldo, immigration is an economic instrument. It's a part of economy.
Yeah.
If you're gonna discuss immigration, you have to look at it from an economic perspective, from economy of scale. That's what you look at it. If you look at it that way, a lot of people can't discuss it, even the surface level people, because they don't understand economy.
Okay. When
economics.
Fabrizio Griza, an economist, says that some amount of inequality is necessary. Some amount of poverty is necessary.
In capitalism, right?
And so, yes. And also some amount of illegal immigration is necessary.
Why did he say that?
Okay. Because it helps to address because first of all, capitalism helps to create income inequality, but we need it. Yes, it helps to create poverty, but we need it. We need people so that we can maintain a level of productivity in this country, work.
So what about those people who said, forget capitalism then, we want authoritarianism, because authoritarianism is very different from capitalism, right?
Within a capitalist country and a competitive country, everybody can't come first. This country, I mean, the system that we have is capitalism that is competitive. Winners and losers. Everybody can win and there will be losers. The losers are the people who will work the hardest. So therefore, the people who are rich today, the policies that Donald Trump and his cronies are concocting are policies that benefit those who are winners. Okay?
Well, yeah.
But however, we have a responsibility. However, we have a responsibility. We have always had a responsibility still to look out for the poor man, to look out for the losers, and so we still used to do that.
That is why the American system makes sense. This is what's the word we're looking for? The project. I forgot what they always use.
Project 2025.
Not project, like the or capitalist or democratic system America have. It's like the American
free market.
Yeah, because here's the deal. The problem with capitalism that it can be hurtful, it can be unfair. So because of what you just said about some people, it makes some people, you're gonna have poor, you're gonna have all of this stuff. That's where you come in with big government, right? You need big government. You need the legislative branch. Because the legislative branch and the executive branch and the judicial branch ensure that everybody has an opportunity here, including the poor man. Everybody, those who are
that's
left
republicanism,
behind,
yes? Isn't that what republicanism is about?
Those who are left behind,
the people who are in the minority, we still protect them. They still have a voice.
Yeah, because the wealthy man, the rich man, have to depend on the masses to become wealthy. And so, you on the backs of the poor and the middle class, that means it's the onus is now on the government to ensure that everyone have an opportunity, that people are not taken advantage of by these big capitalists. But right now, what Donald Trump is doing and the MAGA is eroding the blanket that the system has created to ensure that capitalism don't leave everybody behind, and so that these people are somewhat taken advantage of.
We are talking to Ricardo. We are, this is The Pulse. It's a Saturday. We are in Long Branch, New Jersey. This is great. This is coming off the heels of that great podcast interview, Ricardo, that we did with Bryce Eddy of Turning Point. What were your thoughts about that? I know we had a lot of stuff hanging. You did ask him a question about socialism. And he did say that his idea of socialism is different from your idea of socialism.
Well, because he doesn't understand what socialism is and what it's all about. And I told him if he was a Christian and believe in God, Jesus was the first. If you're going to take it back to Christianity, somebody don't like to talk about that. But if most of the MAGA movement and the Trump movement is about Christianity, and they get their power from or under the guise of that. So I do believe that if you're going to talk about that, then you really have to understand socialism from a Jesus
I'm going to make a point. I'm going to make a point.
What's that?
I'm going to make a point as a theologian.
Okay.
And someone who has been exposed to Christian theology.
Yes.
And who teach at a seminary.
Okay.
When I was in Jamaica in 2003, I learned about cult and occult doing world religions. What is a cult of Christianity? A cult of Christianity is people who claim to be Christians but deny the essential tenets of the Christian faith.
Yes.
Some people would say that Christian nationalists today who support Donald Trump are cults. They claim to be Christian, but they're not Christian.
Yes.
Because their idea of socialism is not Jesus' idea of socialism.
Yeah.
Yes?
Correct.
Their idea of love is not the love that Jesus talks about. This altruistic love, this sacrificial love. That's not love, okay? And then Donald Trump himself, yes, has done wrong. Yet they don't see him as doing wrong. They see the people who he is exacting vengeance against as a justice move. So
the means
this, what they have done
the
is
end justifies
they have redefined the thing, and that's what I'm talking about. So this is what you call a cult of Christianity. People who claim to be Christians, but they're not, because their love is half love. Their truth, half truth.
Well, it's really tribal, right?
Have you read 1 Corinthians 13? 6:13?
How about Romans 30?
Yeah, what is love?
Yes.
Huh?
God is love, and he who dwelleth in God abideth in God.
And then he talks about Jesus. Oh, you don't have a true idea of love. True love expresses itself in sacrificial and constructive means. So what is love then?
Well,
Jesus demonstrated what true love
what
was.
somebody said to me?
Yes.
When I talked about stuff like this?
Yeah.
What about the 10 Commandments? What about rules? Jesus and God said that the country laws trump anything else. And guess what? That's not what the Bible said. The Bible did not say that. The Bible said that he fulfilled the commandments. All right? And when the country laws goes against Jesus' practices, that's when you have to abandon them. God said that. And
this country was not founded on Christianity.
No, it was founded on the freedom to worship in your own way.
It never says in the Christian God. And you know why?
No, this
Wait, do you know why the founders of this great nation decided to separate church and state? For two reasons. One, because first of all, church.
Puritans?
No, well, yeah, but church. There cannot be a marriage between church and state, because this great America, which is a separation from what they call it,
church and state,
privilege.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And this monarchy.
Yes.
If you say that there's a marriage between church and state, that means you're privileging one religion over another. And if this America was founded on dismantling privilege and the monarchy, then therefore you cannot. So
that's a very good point.
Yes, so you cannot say it was founded on Christian, because then you are singling out one religion out of another. The Constitution and the foundation of this country does not speak to a particular. There is no specificity. It doesn't talk about Christianity. It talks about God in general. Because it did, and they deliberately separated church and state, because church is Christian, and this union is not about a Christian religion. It's beyond Christianity. It's beyond a particular cultural experience of God.
Renaldo, do you know how many big-time Christians and pastors in the past that have had sex with women, had sex with men, and they're pastors, and they're pastors of multi church pastors with these huge organizations?
Yeah.
And you know what happened? People look the other way. They don't care, because what you talk about was cult. And so that's why I believe what they're doing right now in this is cult. Like somebody said to me the other way, I'm sorry, I'm just that's who I am. I'm a conservative. So you're conservative. You're willing to sell your soul to the devil, or sell yourself, to give up your belief system just because of who you are, because I am this thing. I would never tell anyone because I am a liberal, I am going to believe that when kids are born, a parent is going to change their sex from one thing to the next, and I should believe that because I am a liberal. No, that's not right. So this is why I do believe that the conservative movement in this country have to take a stand. And then they're pushing, like Eddie Bryce talk about, this, you keep pushing this men want to get pregnant. I have to tell you something, Ronaldo. I have never heard that argument. Maybe it is out there, but I've never heard it.
Men want to get pregnant?
He kept mentioning that.
That is novel.
Yes.
If we have that power, where we can allow men become pregnant.
Women would want to do that.
That is great. That's how powerful human beings are.
Yes.
Okay, because if we can do that, we can do anything. Life is what you make it or what you allow others to make of it for you.
Yeah, and so
we're talking with Ricardo. We're in New Jersey.
Yes,
Ricardo.
This is great. Yeah, so we could talk a little bit more about Eddie Bright. I mean, I was going to bring up another topic, but there's so much things that we could talk about. So I'm willing to have a discussion with any Republican or any conservative about their belief system. The problem is a lot of times when you talk to them, they are very superficial. They don't know. They can't go deep because all they talk about is. They interrupt you, then they talk about Jesus, and they talk about Christianity, blah, 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 and they don't even know who an immigrant is and how they contribute to society and why immigration is a problem in this country, and look at ways, reach across the aisle to see the best way to fix it. Why, they don't really talk about that. Yeah, so,
Oh yeah, we should. That's true. This is the Neoliberal podcast, and this is
Paul said we should wrap it up with a song.
It's the Pulse, and we are in New Jersey, and we're just following up on we're doing a debriefing on that episode with Bryce Eddy, and just looking at what's going on in America today. Now, it's what time is it? It's 8:03. What we're going to wrap up the show tonight with?
Well, you want to do a song?
Well, I mean, we're gonna have to take a quick break and then come back. Okay, and then by the way, the song is only available on SoundCloud, not on the podcast. Okay.
Well, this is great. I really like this topic, and we a lot of times when I really just feel as though we need to come together more. Like on my street that we live on, there is so many. We have liberals, independents, conservative, but we live together in harmony. We need to be able to do that. We should be able to express ourselves and figure out why, but we should be able to acquiesce if there is an acquiesce, and it needs to be. So we need to be, you're right, I agree with you. And a lot of people don't agree with, and they will not let go. They will not just free themselves of some notion of what they're saying is wrong, or it's just, I just don't understand why. And then right now, look at how do they expect anything to be different? The Senate, the Speaker of the House, who's a Christian, who act like he's this godly man and put his nerdy glasses on, Johnson, who is lying, who is promoting the Epstein, don't even want to, the woman, anyway, where I'm going with this, I'm trying to say is, he should be the one who is encouraging unity. Saying, everyone in the Congress, let's come together. Let's have a really good discussion as to why. The fact that he does not want Americans to have really good health care. People who are Americans, we're Americans, come on.
What does he want though? Do we know what he wants though?
Nothing. They don't want nothing.
They
don't want to give up anything. Ronaldo.
I don't know what he wants.
They don't want to give up anything. You cannot make a law and not give up anything.
Yeah.
He has, even though he's Republican, he has to understand because he's a Christian. He is. He said he's a Christian, even though I couldn't care less.
Judge not lest ye be judged. So
I couldn't care less if he's a Christian or not.
Yes.
He needs to be able to come together and be a bigger person.
That's true.
And I've come to realize that. I remember when what's her name? Michelle Obama said, "When they go low, we go high." That's out the window now.
I know.
Now it's because the Republican
everybody's
movement
going
going low. No, everybody's going lower and lower and lower.
Going low. Sorry, yeah.
And when a president who talk about forget political correctness, we have J.D. Vance talking about using the F word on TV like it's nothing, and the BS, not the F word, BS. The other day he said this is BS, like words they're using in the Senate. Like there is no decorum, there is no professionalism. Like this country has lost its humanity, its civil. We're not civil. We're uncivilized.
You see what's going on with Prince Andrew? He's
involved in the Epstein long time ago.
They have stripped him of his title.
Yeah, we know that because he came out. Somebody.
It's interesting that Bryce Eddy was talking about people being. It's not vengeance, but it's justice that Donald Trump is exacting on people like Letitia James. But then I wanted to find out. What about people who accuse Donald Trump of violating Section 3 of the 14th Amendment of an insurrection? The fact that he was impeached. Say, what you see what they would call it? What do you call it?
He did not. No. But excuse me, January 6th didn't happen.
That's what I'm saying.
It was tourism.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. people pick and depending on what side you are on, you see justice and you see
They were
vengeance.
just sightseeing.
If you are on the Donald Trump side, oh, you see justice. Yes?
People lost their lives.
And
but
if
they
you're
were
on
just
the other side,
sightseeing.
you see vengeance. I mean, what I'm saying is that Donald Trump was said to have, and people in his own party also, okay, was suing him for doing it. Not just people on the other side. People, unless they're going to say he was John Castro was radicalized, but John Anthony Castro was a Republican, was accusing his own Donald Trump of violating Section 3 of the 14th Amendment.
Well, do you know what I see?
No, but wait. So what do you call that though? What do you call that? Was he being used on the left to what's that? What do you call that?
Yes, he was being used.
No,
Renaldo, listen
there
to
are
me.
people who believe that Donald Trump committed a crime.
Renaldo.
Okay, and they took him to court, and because of that, here we have people like Bryce Edentoni, but calling it something else. So wait, that means they are gods. They get to pick and choose.
Can I tell you something?
They get to pick and choose what is right and what is wrong. Who gets to hold people accountable? If you try to hold some Donald Trump accountable, oh, that's wrong. Oh, okay, that's wrong.
Can I tell you something?
All right, and so because of that, we're going to go after you. I'm not
Can I tell
understanding.
you something?
Yeah.
You know what I feel like the Democrats missed the mark?
Yeah.
They spend their entire Biden presidency and going after Donald Trump and talking about him instead of spending it talking about immigration and other stuff, and they missed the mark. Donald Trump had to be president. He had to. He had to. In the next 2 years, or next year when they have the midterm, Donald Trump, the House and the Senate must remain. It has to remain Republican.
Why?
Renaldo, and it is going to remain Republican. And I knew Donald Trump was going to win. You know why?
Why?
If Donald Trump did not win, Donald Trump would be in jail today. And he knows it. Donald Trump knows this. He was scared. He's a scared, measly weasel.
Well,
He's scared. Renaldo, I'm telling you, Donald Trump is scared. If next year it swing overwhelmingly to Democratic side, Epstein files are going to be released. Donald Trump is going to be impeached. The amount of people that is going to go to jail. I'm telling you this.
Wait. No, wait.
I am
This
just
is
telling you
troubling.
this.
What you're trying to tell me is that there's going to be some kind of civil war
Renaldo,
in this country.
if this is what I'm telling you,
Because
if
Donald Trump refuses to lose his majority.
That's why they're doing this right now. Why do you think they're gerrymandering all the states? He cannot lose, because if he loses, you know what's going to happen?
Yes.
The Epstein files is going to be released.
Yeah.
He's going to be implicated.
Yes.
He's going to be locked up for the January 6th and all the other court cases that are still outstanding that they have tried to close and walked around.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to impeach him because he would have done a lot of harm to this country.
Well, he's trying to remove Letitia James and these other people.
Ronaldo, that's why he's doing it. You know why? He's doing it because he's scared. He is scared. This is why I realized the Democrats were just a little bit weren't on top of their game. You are going after this man and all this stuff. You should have known it.
This is a hypothetical. We're not sure.
It's hypothetical, but listen,
yeah,
I knew.
We're not sure. This is an argument.
I said to a lot of people that he was going to win, and I knew it because you know why, Ronaldo?
But yes,
if Ronaldo next year. And I pray the Democrats control the House and the Senate overwhelmingly. But I'm telling you, the midterm election, they're doing all of this stuff, including the courts. The Supreme Court is on his side, giving him, saying it's okay, removing the voice of millions of Americans in certain states where they don't have a voice, they don't have someone representing them. Ronaldo, because I'm telling you...
Yeah, do you see my article some time ago where I said that...
How do you think I'm onto something? I mean, it's hypothetical.
I mean, yeah, but what I'm
saying... It is
saying...
out of the box.
I don't know if Donald Trump is afraid or anything like that. I don't think he's afraid of anyone at this point. He's won everything.
80-something, he's old, and he is... Well, yes, he's a cheat. He's a cheat.
Well, I mean,
he's a cheat. He's immoral. He's a thief.
I mean, okay, fine.
And listen, every time he's found himself in a corner, he's done something. Why? For example, his businesses were going under. What did he do?
Just so you know,
bankruptcy.
Okay, just so you know, the comments made on this show is not representative of the Neoliberal Corporation, okay, or the Neoliberal route. Okay, this is just...
Well, I'm just saying to you, what I'm saying is that he had to win. The Senate and the House must remain Republican. Or if they do not, I am telling you, it turned to Democrats. overwhelming.
Fine.
They
This,
are
yes.
going to. They're going to
But that,
impeach him. They're going to sue him. I mean, he's going to go to jail.
Yeah,
he has
that's
a lot of stuff.
I mean,
he's
one of
done.
the main reasons why many of his cases and stuff got paused was because of the election and the fact that he was running again and so on. So, I mean, thanks to the fact that he became president again, then all his charges were dropped, and so we have
Here's
someone.
what's going to happen next year.
But now here he is. But here he is going out there holding people accountable, and his people behind him saying
even
that,
though he's doing,
yeah, he's. But
Why?
they believe
Even
that
though he
it
had the
is
same
God exact. But listen, it doesn't matter who you are. God uses the worst of the worst. That's what they're going. That's the argument.
That's why he put.
God
Renaldo,
uses the worst. That's the argument that the Christian nationalists use.
Look at his entire
God uses
cabinet.
the worst of
look
the
at
worst.
his entire cabinet.
The worst of the worst.
Look at his entire
Wait,
cabinet.
let me say that. God uses the worst of the worst to preserve and to save his country and his people. Please remember. I mean, there are many people in there in the Christian nationalist and conservative defense. Since the 1990s, there have been a move in this country to change, like in terms of to remove prayer from schools, to take the Bible out of schools. You know that when we were in Jamaica and we heard this, we said, "Oh my God!" And because you were a conservative one time, and I was very ultra conservative. I don't know if I was ultra, but I was a conservative, and I was very upset and so on. How that
we were,
and we were praying, and Americans would come down to conventions and stuff, and we would have meetings about how they are removing the Bible out of schools and taking prayer out of churches, and many of these people had to live. And I mean, people like Eddie Brown live under that. When over the years, how they have removed in God and religion from out of the classrooms and so on. Yes, did they not do that?
Yes, but guess what, Ronaldo?
Wait, so now, and they successfully did that. But now that they have their guy in power and they are reversing that. They're bringing back prayers in schools, bringing back the Bible in schools, and guess what? Removing their books or liberal books, doing it back to them. Yeah, the justice, yes? Because it was done to them.
All they need to do.
Wait, how do you respond to that?
People need to pray on their own time. Okay? There are a lot of everybody believes in different things in the world. Okay,
yes.
People need to pray on their own time. And they believe the world is changing and it's awful and all this stuff. The world, people have lost their mind. They're become immoral. That's their argument. And I said, listen, all you have to do is parents need to do a better job raising their children. Okay, we need to set an example. We have a man who's president who has done so much. He doesn't pay taxes, stole from the poor, filed for bankruptcy. Say he's gonna grab a woman by the what so what, and then you're talking about the reason why this country is immoral is because we've taken out a prayer from schools when we have this guy who is immoral and has done all this
Well, I mean,
stuff.
Ricardo, you read the scriptures, give us Barabbas but away with Jesus.
There you go.
Give us Barabbas.
That's because human beings are so...
But away with Jesus.
Ronaldo, human beings are so...
Yes?
We're animals. I've come to realize that human beings are animals. We have no love. We are greedy. We're jealous. We are greedy, we're jealous, we hate people, and we hate, just, and if we just have a little bit of compassion and understanding and try, I get it. You and I talk.
But didn't you say you like some of what Trump is doing?
I do believe that our country, I will never vote for him. He's immoral, he's unprofessional, he doesn't exude civility. I believe that a president should be intelligent. A president.
He went to
be,
Penn. He's not
whatever. A president doesn't know any
This is
word.
the Neoliberal podcast.
He needs to know more words.
Yes.
He needs to know. He needs to expand his vocabulary. Okay.
This is
his pea brain. I'm sorry.
This is the part. This okay? No, we will. I will not listen to that.
And
no. Stop.
You're right.
This is the Neoliberal podcast. This is an intelligent. Wait. This is an intelligent show.
That his administration is decrepit.
No, this is an intelligent show. But Ricardo is a liberal. He supports the Democratic Party, and I'm an independent. Okay, just so you know. And this show is independent. We do not
Yes,
support
Renaldo,
Democrats
I
or
do-
Republicans.
I do
Just so you know.
believe
But
that-
we know that there
I
are people
do-
who have very strong feelings about what's going on in this country and politically. And the beautiful thing about this country, beautiful thing that what has defined this country is that people can speak their mind anytime, anywhere.
That's true.
If Ricardo cannot speak his mind in the way that he has just spoken, it means that the very culture, the culture and the heart of this country is changing.
The question is, what you should say is, why do I feel this way?
I mean,
know
we
what?
know already.
Well, we know. Well, guess what? To be honest with you, like I said to you, they use worse words than I am.
Yes.
The stuff that they've been saying on the other side. And you're right. You know what? I said myself, I'm not going to go low. I'm going to go high. I need to use my words. So you know what? I'm sorry for saying this. I'm going to be professional. They are misguided. How about that?
I mean,
Misguided.
And they always say the same thing too.
To be
So
honest
it
with you,
doesn't
you know what I
matter.
believe?
Yes.
If Donald Trump was not put in a corner and have all of this stuff going against him, he actually might not be doing all of these things that he's doing. I do believe he's doing all of this stuff because he's trying to appease people from different sides. It's like it's transactional. They want him and he wants them because without him they're not successful and vice versa. So he knows that he is a criminal
Well,
walking
listen,
on the
I have
streets.
said to you that
So
the
you're
Democrat.
right.
Listen,
You're right. I'm sorry.
the reason
everyone.
why we have Donald Trump in office today is because of several reasons. Of course, the majority feel as though they are losing their majority. 1, 2. There was no viable candidate. There was no choice, so to speak. The other candidate was not interesting enough. So, I mean, this is what you're going to have happen. And not only that, if you look at what's going on in the Supreme Court, Democrats lost their balance because of stupidity. When Ruth Bader,
we're going
when
there?
she
We're gonna
should
talk about
have,
it?
she should have stepped down.
The stupid Democrats.
Obama wanted her to step down so that he can choose. But the Democrats
fought him.
fought him. And they fought against him several times.
They also fought against.
They fought against Kamala Harris.
They fought against the affordable
Biden should have stepped aside. But fine, he didn't. Okay, he's sick. And the whole time they have him there, okay, fine. Kamala should have been all over the place working. No, they sideline her and then have him as a poster boy while them in the background doing all the work. Yes, let me tell you,
said it best.
it
He
is.
should have stepped down. He was
There-
supposed
right,
to
yes.
be a one-term president.
He should have been
But
he
no.
caused the problem.
Guess
you
what?
understand?
Guess what, Ronaldo? Hold up, my time. This happened to us twice.
Yes.
Biden did not leave when he was supposed to.
Yes.
He became greedy.
Right.
Greed is ruining this country. 1. 2. Whatever her name is, the Supreme Court justice, the one that passed away.
Ruth Bader.
Ginsburg.
Yes.
She should have stepped aside, but she wanted to see the first woman president. She thought it was written in stone. And she became greedy and stupid and misguided.
Yes.
Second, so we had 2 opportunities of making it
Yes.
right, and we lost. I mean,
Yes.
not we. I don't want to say we. And they lost. That's how it is.
Yes.
Okay? They are, and then they had an opportunity to really they should have started working on immigration earlier when they started working on it. A year before.
Obama was had
He
an
did.
idea. He was doing a good
He was
job.
doing a
But let me
good
tell
job.
you,
He
the
did.
Democrats fought people in his own party
They did fight him.
fight against him.
They did. And you know why? Do you know why we're fighting with... Do you know why the Affordable Care Act is on the ballot and we're having issues with it now?
Because the people in his own party.
Because his own party.
Did
we
not
could have
support-
gotten...
yeah.
They did not. They fought him so hard. And
They
now
did.
we need it and they're depending on it and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And now guess
It
what?
could have-
This fundamental thing that we have here in this country is being... Why? Because a lot of Democrats... And now, they're stepping up to the plate and saying,
When
we're
it's too
shutting
late.
down. You know what? As I'm talking about this now, this shutdown situation, because of healthcare, this is caused by the Democrats. They would not be in
Yes.
this position if during Barack Obama's year, when he was there and they had when they had the majority and they could have done all of this, they gave him a fight.
He
So you know
rolled
what?
up his
They need to
sleeve
literally
in.
stop
I will
shutting.
never forget this.
They need to shut
He
it.
rolled up his sleeve in the White House, and even the Democrats had a problem. The people in his
Well,
own
remember,
party
he
had a
was black.
problem.
He was
Okay,
black.
so yes, They
So-
shot themselves
so
in
you
the
know
foot,
what?
and they have to live with it.
So they have to live with it.
Okay, there we go. This is the Neoliberal Run podcast. This is the Pulse on a Saturday. We're right here in Long Branch, New Jersey, talking with the executive producer and co-host of the Pulse, Ricardo McKenzie. Thank you for joining the show, and we will have a live video show later this week. And of course, we have several shows coming up this week. We'll talk about that. My new book, Neoliberal Globalization Reconsidered, is coming out by November 25th. And of course, we will talk about John Anthony Castro and his appeal. Renaldo McKenzie of the Neoliberal podcast. Welcome.